Sut Goswami now begins the story from the time of the Kurukshetra war as described in the Mahabharata Puranam. During the war, various warriors from the Pandav and Kaurav armies met a heroic death. Bhimsen broke Duryodhan's thigh with his make. To please his master Duryodhan, Aswathama beheaded the sons of the Pandavas and offered their heads to Duryodhan. However, even Duryodhan found this act despicable. Draupadi was grief-stricken due to the loss of her sons. Arjun vowed to kill Aswathama and use his head as a seat for Draupadi to bathe. With his Gandiv bow and accompanied by Krishna, Arjun set out on his chariot in search of Aswathama. Realizing that Arjuna and Krishna were pursuing him, Aswathama fled as fast as he could. Finding no one to offer him shelter, he prepared to use the Brahmastra to save his life. Dust-laden whirlwinds began forming in all directions. Seeing this, Arjuna sought Krishna help. Krishna advised that the only solution was for Arjuna to also use the Brahmastra and then imparted the necessary knowledge. Arjuna recited some mantras after touching water and released his own Brahmastra. The collision of the two Brahmastra caused an explosion so powerful that it shook all three worlds. Arjuna, with eyes red with anger, then dragged Aswathama and bound him with ropes. After capturing Aswathama, Shri Krishna said to Arjun, "You should not show mercy by releasing this relative of a Brahman, for he has killed innocent childs in their sleep." A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid or devoid of his chariot. Nor does he kill a child, a woman, a foolish creature or a surrendered soul. A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' lives deserves to be killed for his own well-being, otherwise he will go down by his own actions. Arjuna brought him to their camp and asked Draupadi, "What do you think should be done with him?" Draupadi replied, "Release him. No matter how sinful he is the son of our teacher." The royal family that enrages a Brahman will soon be burned by the fire of grief. Bhim said, "It would be better to kill this sinner." He didn't even please his master and killed innocent children who were sleeping at night. Hearing Draupadi and his brother Bhim, Arjuna looked at Krishna for guidance. Shri Krishna said, "A relative of a Brahman is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. Based on these two statements I mentioned, make your own decision." Listening to his wife Draupadi and his brother Bhim, just then Arjun could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders, and thus with his sword he severed both the hair and jewel from the head of Aswathama. Aswathama had already lost his bodily luster due to infanticide, and now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus, he was unbound and driven out of the camp. Now Sut Goswami says, cutting the hair from the head, depriving one of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for the relative of a Brahman. There is no injunction for killing the body. Thereafter, the Pandavas and Draupadi, filled with grief over the death of their sons, performed the proper rituals for the dead bodies of their sons and relatives. They went to the Ganga with Lord Krishna, leading the women forward to offer ritual to dead relatives. There Krishna consoled Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and Draupadi, who were grieving over the loss of their sons, reminding them of the inevitable course of time. Krishna returned the kingdoms that the deceivers had taken under their control, conducted 3 Ashwamedh Yajna for Yudhishthir, and spread his glory in all directions. Then, the Lord bid farewell and was about to leave for Dwarka with Uddhav and Satyaki. Then Uttara came running in distress. She begged Krishna to protect her unborn child, as she sensed an arrow approaching her and feared for the safety of her baby. Krishna realized that this must be the arrow released by Aswathama to destroy the Kuru dynasty. Seeing the 5 Brahmastra arrows released by Aswathama coming toward them, the Pandavas also held their weapons. Lord Krishna covered Uttaraj's wound with his protective shield of Maya and using his Sudarshan Chakra neutralized the infallible Brahmastra to protect his devotees. Although Brahmastra are infallible, they were rendered harmless before Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Then the Pandavas, Draupadi, and Kunti praised Krishna. After receiving their praises, Krishna was about to leave for Dwarka. Yudhishthir humbly stopped him and with repentant words said, "Because of me, an entire Akshauhini army was killed for the enjoyment of this temporary body. To become king I killed children, Brahmanas, friends, uncles and brothers. I will never be free from such sin." He blamed himself for the entire Mahabharat war. Despite Lord Krishna's consolations, he remained unconvinced. Despite Krishna's consolations, Yudhishthir remained convinced he was to blame for the Mahabharat war. Accompanied by relatives, sages like Vyas and Lord Krishna, Yudhishthir was taken to Bhishma Pitamaha, who lay injured on a bed of arrows. Bhishma Pitamaha first offered heartfelt respects to Lord Krishna, the master of the multiverse. With tear-filled eyes, Bhishma Pitamaha told the Pandavas that because of his loyalty to the Kauravas, he felt ashamed that he could not support them. But Krishna's support ensured their safety. He revealed Krishna as the eternal incarnation of Narayan and explained that all warriors who died did so according to divine will. Bhishma Pitamaha urged Yudhishthir not to grieve about death of other and imparted knowledge on kingly governance.